Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to share with you everything you need to know to grow your own citrus so you can turn this lemon into this plant. So in today's video I'm going to share with you everything you need to know from the soil to the homemade fertilizer. Everything you need to know about growing it and being successful. So let's get started. So you want to just cut in slices or however you want, and when you see a seed such as this, just take them out and make sure they're not cut. If you cut this and you damage the seed, you can no longer use it. So just make sure all the seeds are out of your citrus. This one is too tiny to count. And do the same with your lemon. It's the exact same process where you get the seeds out of them. And I try to find the better seeds. This one is tiny and kind of shriveled. I probably won't use that one. I just want to find the better, stronger quality seeds, just to ensure that they will grow. So I usually like to use the bigger lemons because the seeds are bigger. These lemon seeds, they're really tiny. Try to focus this, it's hard to see. And just get all the seeds out of there. Let's see. So if you can see the seeds are in there, you just take them out with your finger or knife or whatever. These are just tiny little seeds, but they'll still work. Once you get all the seeds that you want to use, this is orange seed. These are the little lemon seeds. If you get the bigger lemons, the seeds are bigger, so they are easier. But once you get them out, you want to take them and you want to take the seeds and wash them carefully. So you might want to close your hand so they don't all disappear. I don't want green money because I already have a ton of seeds and plants growing. But you want to take these and then just lay them on your counter just to dry out, maybe for about an hour. So after about an hour or two, your seeds are dry and they are not slippery. Now you want to get your citrus seeds and just take the outer shell off. So that is, the white part is actually the shell. And so you'll just want to, so take the end and just rip it off. And if you can see, it kind of just comes off. And you can, let's see, you can kind of see the inside. And you'll just want to take this outer layer off. It's really pretty easy as long as you dried your outer shell, so it's not slippery. You don't have to use a paper towel to get it off or anything. It just comes off, and that's the seed that's inside the shell. So you just want to do that with the rest. With the lemons, they're so small, it's a little bit harder, but you still can do it. The lemon seeds that are bigger are a little bit easier, but it's the same process where you just break it off and peel it. And you just want to continue to do that with all of them. And you want to get as many seeds out of your citrus, out of your orange or your lemon as possible, because some will die. If you do it right, the odds are really pretty good. I'd say about 95% of them grow. See, so that's just the inside seed. If you do it this way, 95% of your seeds will turn into plants and will grow really nicely. The reason why you want to take the outer shell off is so that they germinate a lot faster. If you don't take the outer shell off, it takes a lot longer for them to germinate because the outer shell needs to basically almost rot away. You just take that off, and then I'll show you what you do. Now to start the germinating process, you'll need a paper towel or a napkin and a Ziploc bag. You'll want to get your paper towel wet, but not too wet, so basically just damp. So now that your paper towel is damp, I just like to fold it over just so it's not too big in the bag. And then you'll just take your seeds and just put them inside the damp towel. Spread them out a little bit and then fold that over. See, like this. And then just take it and put it in a Ziploc bag. Close it up. Put it in a nice warm spot. So if it has lots of light, a lot of people say put it in a nice dark spot, but dark spot, it will make it so it's cold and you need the heat to germinate these. So you want to put it in a nice warm spot, and even if that is in some sunlight in the window, that is fine. Just something so that the seeds stay nice and warm. They don't have to be warm 100% of the day, but they do need a little warmth, and if they're warm, they'll germinate faster. If they're not, they will take a lot longer to germinate. So I usually just put them kind of by the window. This is actually a heating pad, so it plugs in and it can actually keep this warm. There's a tray underneath a pad that keeps it warm, but I only turn that on if it's really cold and the seeds are not getting warm. But otherwise it's fine, just near a window so that they can get warm. And then after 10 days, we'll check it. So after about 10 days, they start to get a little root on them. You can see. And then you can plant them in little cups or whatever you want. And so you want to make sure that just the top of the seed is sticking out. And then the soil needs to be well drained. So in here what I have is I have little pebbles, sand, and soil, so it makes it drain really well. After about 10 days being planted in soil, it starts to come up, and then after a few more days you'll get a little plant that comes up, and then about a week from that there'll be little tiny trees. With lots of cute leaves on them. And in about a couple months they will get bigger, and then I just put this little sign in there. These were actually from my husband's shirts, just in case I want to sell them or give them away as presents. It just looks a little more professional. See, so this has been a couple months of them growing. I already repotted them out of the cups into these, and they all grow differently. This one is actually a twin, and they kind of all grow at different rates because this is about the same age, but it wasn't doing so well. You can kind of see on the leaves, they weren't doing as well. It's kind of a weird texture, but I repotted it and gave it some fertilizer, and this is just natural fertilizer. So if you can see, what it is eggshells and coffee grounds, and you just dry it up and then kind of crush it. But he seems to be doing better. He's getting new leaves, so he did not die. He seemed to survive from repotting it. I'll show you some more. And these I repotted too because I had a twin, which this is one of the twins from, I can't remember which one of these, and it turns out I had 3 in a container. And so this one's a little guy because he was just a small twin from it, but he's getting a new leaf. What a twin is it means one of the parents will be just like one of the twins. You never know which one. And this is actually a twin too. So this one has 2 plants in it, and I will probably repot it soon because it's kind of getting big out of the container. but they like to be really tight in containers. The roots like to be in the containers just because the roots kind of help it drain. And to take care of these, you will want to make sure you water it. Basically, every time the soil dries out, that's when you want to water it. You don't want to do it any sooner. They don't like a lot of water. They're prone to root rot. So just every time you can feel it when the soil is like completely dry and the sides kind of come together, that is when you will want to water it again. But as you see, they grow at different rates. So in the summer, I keep them outside, but I don't put them directly in the sun. I don't want to burn the leaves. I don't want them to get too hot, just because over here it can get in the hundreds, and they really like temperature between 60 to 80. So when they're not completely in the sun over here, they do great, and they do great outside. In the winter, obviously you have to bring these pots in, but luckily they don't grow too fast, so I'll be able to keep them inside in the winter. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you have any questions, remember to comment below, and if you want to see more of my videos, remember to subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Bye, and see you in the next video. So they're all doing well. They're all getting new little leaves. All of them. They take a long time to grow, but they do well if you follow my steps. And then these are the orange trees that I brought outside because they're starting to grow more, so they really love to be outdoors. But if you follow all my steps, yours should be growing very nicely.